All right. Welcome, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick little video about what happened this weekend, right? This week in general. We had the Switch 2 release. We had Summer Game Fest. We had Day of the Devs, and we had the Xbox showcase. So I just wanted to kind of go through and talk about what my favorites were from the showcases. This year was a little different. Next year is going to be the bigger year of hits. It's back and forth, right? You have a year of just a bunch of stuff's coming out. And then you have a year where it's like, hey, there's some cool things coming out, just not like the giant blockbuster titles, which, to be honest, I'm fine with. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So starting right off with Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest this year to me wasn't too crazy. My favorite showcase in general, spoilers for now for the rest of the video, was Day of the Devs. Day of the Devs is very wholesome. I love it a lot. We'll get to that in a second. But just to run down the list. So they had, this is mostly for the people that didn't see the showcases or anything like that. These are what games were announced. They did show Resident Evil 9. They showed a teaser trailer. We're going back to Raccoon City. It looked all blown up and everything. Rumor is that we're going to be Leon in this. So we'll see what happens. Liza P DLC, that was announced, and also Shadow dropped. That came out. So it's out right now. I was currently watching, like just a few minutes ago, watching somebody play it, going through it. Because I suck at that game and I will never get to the DLC. More Dying Light. Great. This one stood out to me. The Wu-Tang game that's coming out. This one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. They showed some gameplay of it. I'll actually pull it up now. Let's see.
Find them.
There we go. Yeah, the idea of this is really, really cool. Obviously they have Wu-Tang music in it. It's just something different. And this was just on my list. This one was one of the games that piqued my interest pretty early. It looks really nice. So yeah, Wu-Tang. Onimusha I got into this year because of that new announcement for the new game that's coming out. This is just a trailer for it's basically the same trailer that they showed at the teaser. Not the same, but it's just a little bit more, obviously. But I went back and played the first one. Highly recommend. They did remake the first one. Still plays like a PS2 game, which I love. So I recommend that game if you are looking for something new and different. Has a serious tone to it, but a little comedic on the side because the zombies and stuff like that come out. It's just weird. It's just weird. Game of Thrones, they talked about. Arc Raiders, another looter shooter. Not a looter shooter. Extraction. Sorry. So Extractions, I feel like this year, well, the past 2 years, right? We went from, beforehand it was battle royales, right? Everybody was making a battle royale. Cool. Speaking of which, Splitgate announced that they released a battle royale. If you haven't played Splitgate, it's a portal shooting game. Like you're shooting, but you can also use portals to get in and out of battle and stuff like that. It's really cool. But they made a battle royale. That's kind of died down. So now everybody's making extraction shooters because Tarkov is doing well. Sure, great. But the other one is Souls-like. We're getting a lot of Souls-like games, which is great. I don't mind them. It's just that it's taking a lot of time to get anything done in them. And it takes you away from other games, which is what they want. I mean, they want if I'm making a game, I want you to play my game as long as possible. But yeah, Arc Raiders, I'm going to try it. It looks really cool. It's a cyber future kind of extraction shooter. Hitman was another one that jumped up on the list. Right now they're having Elusive Target, which is the guy from Casino Royale, because the team IO Interactive, wait, did I say their name right? Yeah, IO Interactive. They're making a 007 game, and that one's gonna be pretty cool because it's called 007 First Light. You're James Bond, but it's you earning your 007 status. So very early on. So he's still learning. He's still trying to become the best that he can. So he's cocky and everything like that. But he's good at what he does because he's 007. So that'll be out, I think, next day. Yeah, they think they said 2026. 2026 is going to be a stacked year. We'll get into that whenever we get into the Xbox showcase. Scott Pilgrim, another beat 'em up. This came out a couple years back. There was something like this, but they're coming out with a new one. I haven't watched the anime yet. The anime I heard was really, well, not anime, just animated show. Either way, I heard the show was very good. Did very well on Netflix, so I'm probably gonna watch that. But this one was on my list, something to look out for. Mortal Shell 2, Souls-like game. Square Enix reveals Killer In. Sure. Death Stranding 2, the final trailer. Always at Summer Game Fest, Kojima comes out because him and Jeff Keighley are boys. But this is the final trailer because we get Death Stranding in 2 weeks. So that's kind of crazy to think about. Wildgate. This one's different. This one's going to be a multiplayer game. You have a ship, you and your team have a ship, and you're fighting another ship, and the objective is to get to the other person's ship and destroy it. I like the idea of this just because whenever I played Star Wars Battlefront 2 in the PlayStation 2 version, me and my friend would do those battles all the time where we have to fly into the other person's ship and destroy the engine room, the control system, and all that stuff, and blow up the ship by the end of it. So that's always fun. Stranger Than Heaven is kind of I think you're a detective in Japan. This one looks pretty cool. Bandai Namco reveals Toa. Sure. Sonic Racing was another one that I was like, okay, this was kind of crazy. I like Mario Kart a lot, so I'm probably gonna stick with Mario Kart. But if this one comes to like Game Pass or something, maybe, because they have a lot of characters. So they have Joker, they have Ichiban from Yakuza, who is one of my favorite characters. Yeah, so Joker, and then by the end of it, they had they have a Minecraft section, so you get Steve, you get a creeper, all that stuff. So something different there. Atomic Heart 2 was a game that nobody expected. This game visually looked great. It took me forever to realize it was Atomic Heart. Yeah, if you're looking at it, I didn't know until, where is it at? I think it's right around here. Where you at? The robot girls from the first one. There they are. Yeah, I didn't know until that. So they're making a second one. Didn't think they needed to. A lot of people were like, oh, interesting. I mean, we'll try it. My game of the show for Summer Game Fest, however, because we have 2 left. Actually, we'll save that for last. Mysterious Haunting body horror game. This one looked pretty strange. Actually, I'm not gonna play it because it's just kind of gory. Not everybody likes gory stuff. But you got another horror game coming out, and Chronicles Medieval trailer. Chronicles Medieval. So that's what it's called. This one is gonna be another medieval game. You're just running on a horse, fighting armies and armies of people. Sorry, I'm kind of going through this fast. There's just a lot to talk about, and I don't want to make the video too long. But my game of the show for Summer Game Fest, I really liked Lego Voyagers. Apparently, there's a first one that I got to look into, but it just looks cute. It's co-op. It's something that me and my wife will probably play. She put it on her list. She saw it and she's like, yes, this is something I want to look at. Look how good this looks. Right? I'm not playing the music or anything just to make sure we don't get taken down or anything, but it's really interesting on what they're making and how you have to work together to build. If you've played It Takes Two and all that stuff, the teamwork games, it's just another one of those. They made a catapult, but I'm gonna try to find the first one and see what the first one's on. But me and my wife will definitely be playing this, hopefully streaming it so other people can see. But that'd be really cool, just something different. All right, moving on to, we'll do Day of the Devs. Moving on to Day of the Devs. Day of the Devs, if you don't know what this is an indie showcase. don't click off. Don't skip this. Indie games are very important. They're very cool. There are a lot of untold stories that are coming out of indie games, and I'm really appreciating it. I was one of those people that didn't play indie games for a while. I was just like, oh, whatever. Those are smaller games. I'm just going to keep playing these AAA titles. Not anymore. Not anymore. I play a lot of indie games. They're really cool. There's a lot of cool teams that put their hearts into these. And there's a lot of quirky stuff that you'll find that you're like, I don't know what this is. But if you give it a chance, it might end up becoming one of your favorite games of all time. But the people from Double Fine, the people that made Psychonauts 1 and 2, and I think it's just Tim Schafer and his crew and his group all together. They helped out doing this. But also I Am 8-Bit helped do this too. If you're an independent game studio, whatever, they offer for you to send them a video. If you want to present your game, you present it to them, and then they'll help you present it on Day of the Devs free of charge. It is really cool. They do a summer one. I think they do a winter. I think they do 3 throughout the year, and I think 2 of them you can actually go as a guest and go see these games. It's pretty cool. But Day of the Devs, I'll probably stick around. This was my showcase of the weekend. I really like this. This one was a lot of fun. But the first game they showed was Snap and Grab. This game, you are... sorry, I have it on my wish list here. Actually, I'm just going to explain it. I don't want to show it. If you want to see these games, please look up Day of the Devs, or just Game List, or just watch it. Like I said, the show was really cool to watch. Snap and Grab it looked like a picture game, right? Like you're snapping photos. You look like a high fashion person snapping photos. And then they later on in the trailer, they reveal that you're actually taking pictures of the things you want to steal. And then there's a whole phase where you're telling your crew how we're going to snatch and grab. You're tripping up people. You're sending cats, dogs in, and to get away with your loot. But there's also a detective that's been on your case for years. So at some point she comes into play and causes problems. So I thought it was a very cool idea. Next game is Big Walk. Big Walk is my game of the weekend. Not just the showcase, of the weekend. This comes out next year. I love this game, right? I love the idea of this game. I have it on my wish list right here, so we're going to go ahead and click on it. Before I talk about it, I've been liking more of these out there games. There was a game last year that was one of my favorites called Harold Halibut that not too many people liked. Just because it's a fetch quest game, but the art style and what they did, I had so much fun. I just couldn't put it down. I might replay it, but this is what it looked like, right? They did what is it called? Stop motion. That's what the whole game is. I couldn't believe it. It was really cool to see. They did a great job. The game was beautiful and funny. There was some funny jokes in there. But I recommend people checking this one out. It was on Game Pass. But yeah, this was one of my favorite games from last year, which brings me back to A Big Walk. So I'm going to turn down the music because they're going to explain some stuff. So this one is like you just have 4 friends, right? 4 friends go through it, and you're just exploring. It's a cooperative game. They have proximity chat, which they'll talk about. You can get lost, which is kind of cool.
Called Big Walk.
Yeah, we're just gonna jump through.
It's a tricky game to describe,
yeah.
But it's mainly about doing 2 things: talking and walking. So talking, it's a big part of Big Walk. You need to find other ways to communicate.
So you can talk in
or over a
walkie-talkies in a cave.
Or by giving you lots of ways to point and gesture.
What I thought was cool is that your friends are solving puzzles. You could write each other notes, right?
And if you can't use voice chat, or you just don't,
they did a lot of stuff. There was something else too that, like, when people get lost.
So you can play the entire game that way as well.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn it down. Sorry. When people get lost, if you get lost or separated from your group, like this right here, they showed this. Yeah.
Straightforward.
Sorry, we'll bring this back up. So they get lost. He finds a megaphone.
If you get lost in the bush, don't worry.
you'll find plenty of ways to stay in touch and find each other again. Hello? If anyone can hear me, please shoot up a flare.
So you see everybody's backpacking.
Thank you.
And it's just a simple game. It's a game about walking, and I'm so excited for it. Right? That's what Day of the Devs is. It's just that these special games just show up. And these are the people, the big reason me and my wife are excited for this one too is these are the people that made Untitled Goose Game. If you haven't played that game is hilarious and fun. I recommend that one too. Next one, Sword of the Sea. This one, if you played Journey back in the day, this one's kind of that, but you're basically sandboarding. This is also on my wish list here. So we're gonna click on these. Like, look at how clean that looks. Just a simple game, just a nice snack game. Just exploring, seeing the beautiful art, surfing. It just looks cool. Who doesn't want to fly on a floating sword? Look at that. And you're doing tricks and stuff, grinding. Come on. And I'm sure it's going to have a banger soundtrack too. But they showed this one off and I was like, this one was last year. They showed it off last year too. Did they have a release date for this? August 19th. This comes out this year. And I'm very excited. This one's going to be a nice, quick, like sit down. Let's go through this. So, all right. Next one is Escape Academy 2. If you haven't played the first one, you could do co-op. I think it's only one other person, but me and my wife played through it, and it's an online, not online. It's a game that's just an escape room. You're at a school and you're getting caught in different scenarios, and it's literally like you're being in an escape room. There's stuff that you have to find in the walls, clues to open doors, gates, stop water from flowing in the room and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun to play. The second one they said is going to be more open world-ish. So you're going to walk around campus and you'll be able to find secrets and stuff like that. So me and my wife are excited for that one too. A game that's up there for me this year is called Mixtape. It doesn't have a release date, I don't think. I think yes, there it is. So Mixtape is about Annapurna. We love them. These three friends, one of them is leaving, so it's like their last night together, and it's just doing it's what they remember from the summer, and they do all of this stuff while listening to name of the game, Mixtape. They make a mixtape. The whole idea is that the character that is leaving wants to be a music manager or something like that, and he believes that when he leaves, he can go show this person this mixtape. So he's making one, the ultimate mixtape ever. So you're listening to it throughout the game, and this is their recollection of or their memories, of what this is what they saw or what they remember of that day or that night of going to a party and hanging out for the weekend. I think it takes place over a week, to be honest. But I don't remember. But it's gonna be a fun story to watch, and I love the art style. There's a lot of music in it, and I'm excited to see it. But this one was a contender for my game of the weekend, but I was like skeptical on it too. But from what I hear from the gameplay and stuff, people are loving it and they really can't wait to get more. So that'll be coming out later on this year, I'm pretty sure. Let me go back. No, it says 2025. Yeah, so it should be this year. Blighted, not my kind of game. I didn't wish list it, but I will keep showing you guys the graphics. I love the colors of these games too. Look at this. Kind of gives me the Prince of Persia vibes whenever that came out, like just the color wise, not the gameplay wise, obviously. But yeah, Blighted is another one to look out for. A lot of people seemed excited for it. I'm, like I said, just not my type of game. So we had that one. This one I couldn't find. I don't even remember seeing it, but I couldn't remember finding it. One Last Meal, mini games with turn-based RPG mechanics, and it's like with food and stuff. So I'm interested to see that. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have much to say about it because I don't remember seeing this. Possessors was another good one. What else? Moonlight. Like I said, we're going through this kind of quick. Please watch the artwork. This is going to be like a creepy pasta kind of game. That's there's some stuff going on in the background that looks crazy. Yeah, what does it say here? The creator of Please Touch the Artwork and its sequel is back with Please Watch the Artwork, a psychological spot the difference game where paintings come alive at night and you must watch them and report any anomalies that occur within them. Oh, and watch out for the sad clown. So this is like, there's a couple other games that are, there's like an alien one. I'm pretty sure that you're trying not to let an alien into the house. Like there's an invasion and stuff like that. And if you let them into the house, they'll kill you. So it's kind of like one of those games where you're just kind of spotting things. And if you don't, it's going to get you. Marvel Cosmic Invasion was another big deal. 2D beat 'em up. Those are coming back. So I showed you Scott Pilgrim. Now we have the Marvel one. Excited for that. Neverway, slow burning horror RPG. Okay, so this one looked, yeah, I remember seeing this. This one looked kind of creepy. There were some moments for an RPG. It gets pretty dark from the trailer. So if you're into horror games, there you go. Another one that I was very interested in. Sorry, we're past one. Relooted. Ratatan. This is a rhythm game. I want my rhythm games back. I love them a lot. The last one I played was Melatonin, and that one was great. I even have the vinyl record of the soundtrack because I loved it so much. Yeah, Thick as Thieves. I don't really count this one. This one was interesting to me from last year because it's a multiplayer game that you guys are stealing stuff, or not. It's not a teamwork game. You're racing to steal, like say there's a diamond, it's a diamond heist, and there's other people with different abilities and stuff like that, and you're trying to get to the diamond before they do, and also after you get the diamond, they can steal it from you also. So it's kind of crazy. It's just a different kind of gameplay, multiplayer fail party game that I'm excited for. Consumi we got off. Tire Boy, like I said, these games look strange, but they're so funny. Toem 2, Toem 1 was a big one, and Unbeatable was the last game they showed. But there were so many cool ideas in here. I might end up checking out all of these, to be honest. I had a lot more fun watching this showcase out of all of them. Moving on to our last showcase, it's the Xbox showcase. This happened on Sunday. The first thing that they showed was Outer Worlds 2. This game I'm very excited for. It comes out later on, or October 29th. If you haven't played the first one's a good game. These are the people that made, it's Obsidian Games, so it's the people that made Fallout New Vegas. But this is their third game that's coming out this year. Which is crazy to say. What did they come out? They had Avowed, which Avowed was one of my favorites. I streamed that quite a bit. Grounded 2. I'm not a fan of Grounded. That's the game that you get. That's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You're in the backyard. You're fighting spiders and stuff like that. But they're making a second game, and that comes out this year. And then you have Outer Worlds 2. So the first company, I think, to release 3 major games in 1 year. That's crazy. Another one that was a shocker to everybody was High on Life 2. They didn't show gameplay. They just showed like he's on a skateboard. You're kind of going through things. And it was just a very high detailed trailer. So we didn't see gameplay. So there we go. I didn't think we were going to get a second one of those. Plague Tale's this game is just set in the Plague Tale universe. It's not a continuation from my understanding. And we'll see how that goes. A lot of people are excited for that. Plague Tale was kind of a snuck up on me game. I never played it. Just a lot of people told me about it. Biggest news that came out of the Xbox showcase was the Xbox Ally. So the ROG Ally came out. They partnered with Xbox. This one I am very interested in because of the what they're doing with the software. from what I saw today, because I've just been watching a bunch of videos on it today. They are trying to make it to where you don't have to go through, you won't even have to see the Windows screen, right? To get to the Xbox stuff. You just click in, you'll have an Xbox interface. Same thing with your Steam library, Epic Games Store, all those stuff. They're just trying to keep it all together, which I think is great. The other crazy thing is that they changed up Windows, so they took out a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, normally if you load up Windows on your computer, you have a bunch of extra stuff that you're probably never going to use. But they purposely took it out of the ROG Ally to be able to give it more power to be able to play your games, which is crazy. So this one's something to look out for. They didn't announce a price. They said it's going to come out this year, this holiday. But the other crazy thing is that a game, Silksong, which is the sequel to Hollow Knight. If you've never played Hollow Knight, look it up. It was a big game. But Silksong, they showed gameplay on the Xbox Ally, and it was like, oh, by the way, this Silksong will come out with the ROG. And everybody's like, okay, we've been waiting for this game for years, and that's how you tell us. That's cool, I guess. So I guess we get Silksong this year. Silksong did not get like a full trailer or anything like that. Maybe we'll get one later on. Maybe we'll get him at Gamescom or something like that whenever that happens. But I mean, it's just kind of weird. I hope they get their time and that team gets their time to talk about it, because right now they just keep showing clips. So The Blood of Dawnwalker, another vampire game. Super Meat Boy's getting 3D'd. It's pretty cool. Another hard platformer, if you like those, up there with Celeste and stuff like that. Ninja Gaiden 4 we saw earlier this year. This game right here, Beast Reincarnation, this is made by Game Freak, the people that make Pokemon. So everybody's kind of skeptical about this. We're like, okay, that's different. That's cool. I didn't know they were interested in these kind of games, but they did it. We'll see how it goes. They didn't give us a release date for that either. Indiana Jones gets a DLC later on in this year. If you haven't played that game is a lot of fun if you like the Indiana Jones world. Definitely check that out. But Order of the Giants is on my list. I will be streaming this hopefully. But I'm excited to go back into that game because I did a lot in that game. This game, New Clockwork Revolution, they showed a lot of gameplay, and then like it looked like it was going to be one of those games that's like, hey, this is going to release in the winter, but it says 2026. But they showed a lot, so we'll see what happens there. Grounded 2, like I was saying earlier, that's coming out this year. Chronos: The New Dawn. This is a horror space game. Apparently it's like I keep forgetting the name. Dead Space. That's what it is. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. But apparently it's like Dead Space. This one right here, There Are No Ghosts in the Grand. This one was game of the show for me for the Xbox Showcase. This one looked really cool. The game underneath it was a close second, but we'll show this one off real quick. Let's go to the store. Let's go to our wish list. Scroll down to the bottom for you guys. I have a lot on my wish list. Comment if your wish list is crazy. I have 51 games right now, and I know people that have hundreds. This game looked like another power wash simulator, renovating kind of game, which you are. You're renovating a hotel. I can't play the music right now. Well, I can play a small snippet, but this guy's like singing right now. Right? So that's the idea, but so everybody's like, oh, cool, you're renovating this hotel, you're trying to make it brand new. Then you find out later on in the trailer that you're actually renovating the city. And it's like, okay, cool, renovating a city, that's dope. But then it continues and you find out that you're there for a different reason. So there's these markings and stuff like that. And you go into another realm, and then there's monsters in it. So I'm like, what is this game? Along with everybody else, everybody's like, what's going on here? So the cat starts talking. So it's one of those games that it's like, okay, this is weird. It looks like a bunch of games mixed into one. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be in the end. Look at this. Yeah, it just looks fun. and it seems like a cool idea. I don't know anything about it, and I'm down. I'm there. So, it says coming soon, but I think this was a 2026 game. Hold on, we're seeing at the end here. There are no ghosts at the Grand. Wishlist now coming 2026. Yeah. So next year. The next game that I said was on the list I almost was the game of the show for me was Aphelion. I think. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it kind of it's you crash on a planet, you're walking around, you're trying to find your partner. And another sleeper game that's like, this looks like you're just kind of walking, whatever. The end of the trailer cuts and you see your partner, and your partner is face to face with some kind of alien. You don't see it. You just hear the growling and the snarls and stuff like that. So I was like, that seems pretty cool. I'll walk on a space planet for a little bit. Sure. Mudang 2 Hearts was announced. Anemo, not interested. Solo Leveling, of course, big anime of the year, gets a game. Planet Alana 2, that's a big announcement right there. If you haven't played the first one, it's about a 2-hour game, just a little snack game on the side. If you like Limbo, and I forgot the other one, but those kind of games where it's just a side scroller, you're kind of going through. The stories in those are pretty cool. This is about an abduction of a village and stuff like that. But yeah, they're making a second one. They're going to continue it. Persona 4 Revival. That's all we got. That's it. Persona 4 is coming back. And they didn't show anything else. They didn't say anything else. Fallout 76 gone fishing. So you can fish in Fallout 76 and catch some mutated fish, which I guess is cool. And you can go and sell that. At Fate's End, I guess you're facing loved ones and your skill tree is actually your family tree. That's the appeal to that. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is coming out, and they teased Mikey from TMNT, which I thought was really cool. So we'll see what happens when hopefully they have other secret characters in there too. And Tony Hawk is really pushing to get these games made. He said he wants to get Underground made. So we'll see what happens there. Invincible has a 3v3 tag team fighter, which people are excited about. That looked pretty cool. Gears of War Reloaded, we get that later on this year. They also said that was playing. The people that got to see the Xbox ROG Ally, they said they tested the game on there. So they said it was a lot of fun. It looks great. So this will be coming to PS5, maybe Switch 2. That was the other big thing. A lot of people pointed out that there was no Switch 2, none of these games said they were coming to Switch 2, but that's because nobody got the dev packs apparently, which, I mean, Nintendo sent out a roadmap of how they were releasing the Switch. So, I mean, that's what we get. So I guess later on we'll slowly start to figure out what games can actually work on the Switch 2. I think this game, Gears of War, the first Gears of War, will work fine on it. Sea of Thieves Season 17. This one I might actually go back to because you're a smuggler. So it's just a little bit different. Age of Mythology is getting a little bit of a remake. Final Fantasy VII is finally coming to Xbox. That's a big deal. If you haven't played Final Fantasy VII, the remake, that is a good time. I highly recommend it. The second game is a lot. There's a lot going on. It's a lot of hours in there. But just try the first one and see if you like it. But what you can't play right now is Final Fantasy 16. This one's more Game of Thrones-esque. It's darker, so a lot of people enjoyed it. Keeper was another big game for me. This is made by Double Fine, the people that made Psychonauts, and the people that made Day of the Devs. But you're a lighthouse. Yeah, you play as a lighthouse. The lighthouse comes up, gets feet, and you just start walking around. Right? Why do I want to play as a lighthouse? I don't know, but Double Fine's gonna tell me, and that's fine. I like the art style. It's just something different. It's just something different instead of playing the same exact game all the time. Just something new. And then Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was announced. They showed a very detailed trailer. Nobody knew it was a Call of Duty game until the very end of the show. Until this still image came up and I was like, oh, this is Black Ops. They did show a small snippet that looked like maybe Blackout 2 might be in it, which I would be very excited. Phil Spencer came out and said that next year is the year for big games. So we get Fable, we get Gears of War E-Day, and then he teased Halo. He didn't say it, but he said, oh, a game that started it all, blah, 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 and it's their anniversary. So everybody thinks it's Halo Combat Evolved Remaster, which would be good. It'll be cool. It'll be cool because they already showed an image of Master Chief in Unreal Engine 5. So that'll be cool to see. There was a fighting game. I don't remember where I saw it, but there was a new Marvel fighting game. New Marvel fighting game. Which that one I was pretty excited for too. Oh, this was the PlayStation showcase, which we didn't talk about. PlayStation had their showcase too. That one was not good. I didn't like the PlayStation one, but this came out. This was like the biggest highlight. So you can go watch that. I'm not going to cover that. We're not going to go over that one. But I just thought I saw this one over the weekend. But nope, this was before the Switch release, which is hilarious. So everybody had a showcase. It looks really good. But that's going to do it. Again, this was more for the people that didn't see the showcase. This is just telling you what's coming out this year and a little bit of next year. But next year is going to be stacked. But if you have nothing to play right now, check out Day of the Devs, please. Go see these indie companies. It's really cool. And it's cheaper games instead of everybody complaining for $80 on a game, which you have the right to complain. It sucks that we're paying $80 for video games and stuff like that. But like these teams are making these incredible games and it's like $20-$30, sometimes $10 to $15 for a couple of hours of fun or something different. Like Big Walk, I can see them paying $20 for it, and that looks like hours of fun with your friends. So we'll see, but let me know what you're excited for. Let me know if I missed anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like. You can subscribe if you want to. I stream more than make videos, so follow me on twitch.tv/coldfever594, and I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.